point scoring lineup. Super Looper on the outside, along with Hannah Maddox back from injury. Foster bookend with Brown. Brittany Abercrombie. Shampoo, good part out of Thailand, and Teodora Pusic will be at the libero for San Diego now at 12 and 11. Maya Tabron, Grace Loberg on the outside. Grote along with Sanbothi in the middle. Morgan Lewis will get the start at the oppo. Marley Monserrat, really an interesting story. Last couple of seasons in Atlanta, now leading San Diego. And the all-star, Shada Vanegas at the libero, and we're set to go. Orlando currently leads the series with 2 match wins over 1. The most recent coming in San Diego, 3-2. And San Diego, as you pointed out, very, very hot. And reminder, they started 1-6. They've been 11-5 since. Maya Tabron back to serve. Maddox, tight pass. Good coverage that time by Abercrombie. And Charity Looper over the top. I mentioned the scoring lineup with Maddox and Looper. What does that do for Orlando?
For Orlando, that puts the best scoring arms in the lineup. So if you're out of out of system, you have more arms to take big swings for you with scoring capabilities.
Looper, 3.3 kills per set. Hannah Maddox, 3.4. Maddox missed the better part of a month with a lingering back injury. Morgan Lewis, not good contact on that, missed it out of bounds.
When Morgan Lewis for the San Diego Mojo gets a hold of the ball, heavy ball, that time she did not make hand contact, and that requires getting your feet behind the ball.
11 of 28 for the 6'3 oppo, played for Columbus last year. 5 of 6 wins, the last coming as a 3-setter at Atlanta. That was an easy win. Sanbothi out of the middle, not good contact again either. Good hustle by Orlando, but Natalie Foster unable to keep the ball off the floor.
Taylor Sanbothi for the San Diego Mojo is a middle blocker, but she's been fantastic from the service line, scores tons of points when she's behind the line.
Former Ohio State Buckeye, 3-time All-American there. There is Kaz Brown going in front. And that ball, we're going to hear from the official. Lines calls are made electronically out of Major League Volleyball headquarters. In terms of technology in Charlotte, that ball was inside the line, and a stuff against Kaz Brown.
Marion Grote in the middle, anchoring that block defense for the San Diego Mojo in on that.
Going to be interesting to see how Orlando starts, Holly. They came off probably their poorest performance of the year in a pressure match. More on that in a moment. Good blocking by Grote. Maddox on the back row, quick combination of number 14 in white, hitting that ball out of bounds. I mentioned Orlando. You mentioned also that they'd lost 4 out of 5. They're 10 and 13, but lost 3-0 in this building to Omaha. Hit 108 compared to 295 for the Supernovas, and only passed at 30% good or positive. Big block on the outside by Loberg along with Grote. Good start for San Diego.
Head coach for San Diego Mojo, Alicia Childress, loves this matchup. The best blocker on the left side is Grace Loberg, and she is long, facing Brittany Abercrombie on the other side of the net, and that's a good rotation or matchup for San Diego.
Ball handling error and tough from the service back, and particularly in cohesiveness with her setter Shampoo.
Definitely. Amy Pauley told us this week, Brittany Abercrombie is clear, she's 100%, but has she found her rhythm and her full capacity? Not yet.
Nicely done by Charity Looper off the edge of the block after a perfect pass by Hannah Maddox, number 14 in white. And we're going to have our first challenge. Let's listen into the first referee, Bill Stanley. Bill was quick on me there. There we go. San Diego is challenging that there was no block touch. A new change in Major League Volleyball this year. Last season, 2 challenges per set. This year, only 1. You can challenge touch off the block, net violation, several foot faults, center line, 3-meter line, and the service line, along with pancake ball up or down and ball in the plane, legally contacted. So we are challenging that there was no touch on the block. If you're correct, you keep your challenge. So if you're good at it, you basically have an infinite number. What do you think has been the key to this trajectory?
After review, the challenge was successful. There was no touch. Ball was out. San Diego retained the challenge.
6 weeks, San Diego has been one of the best teams in the league.
no touch there. But San Diego Mojo, they started 1-6. Rough start for anybody, but they saw what they needed to focus on, and Alicia Childress attacked it in practice, and they improved those areas, and that's made a huge difference. They continue to buy in and get better.
Out of system again, chance here, dug by Sanbothi. Loberg. Shampoo taken out of the play. Nice dig by the middle blocker. Joust coming, covered by Lewis. Loberg again, tough chance from about 10 feet off the net. And straight tap down by Loberg, wearing number 9 in the gold. 6'3", back in San Diego after playing in Vegas last year, an NCAA champion for Wisconsin back in 2021, and a very good start for Loberg and for San Diego. A much-needed side-out score on the off-speed from Kaz Brown.
And Orlando Valkyries need to get Kaz Brown, establish the middle, hold the middle blockers on the other side of the net so the pin blockers have more space to attack along the net offensively.
There is Abercrombie, handled nicely and very comfortably. Nice kill. Grote out of the middle in the combination that time with Marley Monserrat.
The chemistry and connection between Marley Monserrat and Maren Grote continues to get better, and it's high and fast, and Grote has been able to score at a really high clip out of the middle.
Here is Lewis, big early lead for San Diego, looking to make it 2 in a row on the road, coming up a little bit short. What do you think of Monserrat? A couple of years very successfully in Et. She's back to her level. It can really help Orlando.
Scoring. Brittany Abercrombie has a ton of pop, range, control offensively, needs a little more pace on the ball, has not been able to score. And she's not as high as she was, but that comes with coming back from an injury. So I want to see her move in that direction.
Looper off the edge of the block and down.
So important to attack out of the middle of the court. I talked about Kaz Brown getting sets in the middle, but Looper out of the back row, down that pipe, really important as well, having this option. And Looper's so quick off the floor to swing through that block.
Played in Vegas last year, started her collegiate career at UCLA, then went on to Louisville. Grote again. Known for her blocking, known for her all-around game, even defensively, if you will, but becoming much more offensive with Monserrat.
Grace Loberg put up a perfect pass. That allows San Diego Mojo to run their offense. Orlando needs to pick up the pace from the service line.
Here is Loberg in the top 10 in several categories, having an exceptional all-around year. Points, kills, digs, along with aces in the top 10. Maddox taking a big swing. She has got a dynamic arm out of South Alabama, not necessarily a volleyball hotbed.
Hannah Maddox has worked hard, but she's got one of those powerful arms that can score when the ball's coming from off the net. She hits high and hard off Monserrat.
Maddox once again slowed by injury, missed the better part of a month with a back that just was nagging her. 5th in kills last year, 4th in total points. 3.4 kills per set, but only hitting 174 so far on the year as Grote goes back to serve. 11-6 is the advantage. Well handled by Maddox. Good block touch. Really well done by Monserrat. Monserrat very offensive-minded, and Orlando knows it. Maddox has taken a lot of big swings. Orlando's being very aggressive at the offensive end.
Brittany Abercrombie picked up that dig, that attack from Marley Monserrat, ready for it. Maddox taking some big rips, not easing up, hitting that ball wide for Orlando Valkyries.
Monserrat has 67 kills so far on the year and very, very efficient. Orlando's handling the ball very well. Good block touch again by Monserrat. Tabron looking for a touch off the top of the block, none detected. We might have another challenge, ball called out of bounds.
San Diego is challenging that there was a block touch.
San Diego is challenging that there is a block touch. There's the first referee, Bill Stanley, and there is Alicia Childress, 3-time NCAA champion. I was just looking up her bio before the match. At one point, under Russ Rose at Penn State, the Nittany Lions won 100 and 2 matches in a row. 2014 world champion, bronze medal in 2016 when she was voted the best setter at the Rio Olympic Games, and now has been added to her coaching duties to go along with her mother duties. She's got 2 young children. She will be an assistant coach of the under-21 World Championships.
You asked earlier about Marley Montserrat and what she brings to the San Diego Mojo team. She brings energy, positivity. She wants all her hitters to succeed, and she's one of those players who makes everybody around her better. Always has a smile on her face, always paying attention to details. And this season, I think her offensive numbers have been really good. She's calling her own number more, and she has a good feel for when to attack the ball.
Yeah, it was interesting conversation. Alicia Childress, obviously a world, and I do mean world-class setter, said sometimes Montserrat is just a little too nice. She wants to keep everybody happy, everybody involved, and the coach is going, wait a minute. Loberg just killed 6 out of 7. How about we set number 9? Forget about the feelings part. Montserrat very successful in Atlanta the last couple of years, got them into the playoffs before moving to San Diego. The 2 captains are over at the officials' podium. Yeah, the crowd's exactly right. Let's go. The challenge system is so good, it should not take that long.
After review,
it was not.
There is inconclusive, there's no video evidence, but San Diego will retain their challenge. So point Orlando.
Inconclusive. So point Orlando.
But, yes, inconclusive, but he did say that San Diego would retain their challenge.
Okay.
Interesting. It's happened before. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time in 3 seasons now that it's been inconclusive. San Diego ahead again in the point, off the block, and down through Maddox for San Bothi, number 10 in goal.
San Diego, because their first contact has been so good, they've been able to get it to their middles. And Grace Loberg is getting served, but putting the ball right in Montserrat's hands to run that middle attack. And to establish that early, that really helps the San Diego Mojo open things up on the pins.
So Orlando's got to step up their service pressure.
Definitely.
Ball set a little bit tight. A lot of good block deflections now for San Diego. Cusick stepping in quickly. Abercrombie, that's her wheelhouse. From the right front to the right front on the other side.
Brittany Abercrombie, number 6 in white, has incredible range. She can get her body to the ball, hit that line, but turns it inside that right back defender.
League most valuable player last year, the opposite of the year. Bothered by a serious foot injury for about 6 weeks. She missed 11 total matches. And that's another thing she does. She's got tremendous vision and placement.
Because of the range that Brittany Abercrombie has, you have to defend the perimeters of the court, and that opens up the jam right to the middle of the court.
Last season, 4.4 kills, 2.7 digs, hit 273 efficiency. Those numbers well down this season since her return. Back at the full-time opposite the last 5 matches, Holly, only hitting 130 efficiency, and that includes hitting 0 the other night against Omaha in this building.
And Amy Pauley said, look, Brittany Abercrombie just needs to continue to play, get that confidence and that pop on her hit, and she will.
It has been all San Diego since first serve. Emmy Klicka on now as a defensive specialist. That ball set a little bit tight. That was a misset by Shampoo, and that connection has not been what it was last year that led them to the championship.
Last year they played every match together, every rep, and especially out of the back row, Brittany Abercrombie was money in terms of scoring. That ball was tight to the net, but Abercrombie still able to score with her right hand.
Brittany Abercrombie and Shampoo from Thailand got together first in the very, very tough Korean League. Dug by Klicka. Loberg. Big heat into the cross court. Natalie Foster, the middle blocker, not able to play defense in area 4-5.
San Diego's defense has been strong, keeping the ball off the floor. Venegas with the dig down the line. This is a tough swing, well-formed block by Orlando, and Loberg goes high, hard cross court for the point.
Mentioned San Diego's defense. Obviously, it works with the blockers. Loberg there, number 1 in the league at 17.6 digs per set. Cross body by Groth.
San Diego continually going to their middle attackers, and that's the highest percentage chance to score. Lots of one-on-one opportunities.
Second technical timeout of the opening set here in Central Florida. San Diego showing exactly that. Playing with Mojo. 10 is the advantage opening set. Now let's take a look at the Selkirk profile, and it's none other than head coach Alicia Childress, and always a very interesting conversation.
Alicia Childress, incredible turnaround as the head coach for San Diego, and I love the way she approaches the game, and you can tell the team has absolute buy-in. Marley Monserrat and Alicia Childress really working together, both setters, the way they approach the game, and it's fun to watch San Diego playing their best volleyball when it counts.
Last night at the nearby hotel where we stay, I talked to Allison Jacobs, backup outside hitter. How did you survive that opening 1-6 start? Finish that thought in a second. Nice dig by Tabron. And that ball on the joust, won by San Diego. And Jacobs told me that Alicia Childress approached it, and you already alluded to it a little bit. Look, if we just get a few points better here, if in transition we do a little bit better there, we're losing 25-23, we can turn this around. And they have indeed. Out of system, coming to Looper. That's nice. High off the top of the hands.
Charity Looper going off and down the line. We've seen her angle, that time a little bit more flat on her swing, going high off the hands, clearing the defense.
San Diego got out to a 12-6 start, led it 16-10 at the second technical timeout. Here is Hannah Pukas, backup setter, very capable indeed, her third year as a pro. Loberg over the top of the block, that time over Weatherington, who's just come on as part of the double sub.
Orlando Valkyries like to use this double sub. Hannah Pukas will set out of the back row. Zoe Weatherington has a live arm, can score on the right. So Orlando will have 3 hitters in all situations.
Was one of the top 4 scorers in the aforementioned Korean League. Her 4th match right now with Orlando, and we saw her in Atlanta really go off as part of the double sub.
Weatherington is one of those players who can score in big numbers, and Orlando Valkyries need points that time. Zoe Weatherington using the block for the first kill.
Played at Penn State along with Utah. Beth Lanier, head coach of one of our all-star teams, along with Dan Meske, winningest coach of all time for the Utes. Here is Looper. Tabron, perfect reception, and what a dig. Pusic giving Maddox a chance. Loberg. That is such a smart shot by number 9 in gold for San Diego.
Grace Loberg managing her offense. We've seen all sorts of different swings, high, flat, cross court, going down that line, using the block.
Mentioned the categories where she was in the top 10: points, kills, digs, and you reminded me, aces as well. Weatherington, that's heat. Venegas hanging in. Good hustle by San Diego. Grace Loberg got to work on the Luigi. Had to go with the left hand. Couldn't get that ball back into the court.
Zoe Weatherington on the right side with the big arm, and this is the reason she's on the court. This double sub, so important for Orlando. The big kill catches Venegas high, the hustle there, but San Diego can't get it back.
Loberg off to a very good start, 5 of 9 right now on the overpass. Foster, I think that's her first kill.
It is. Orlando Valkyries have only scored 2 balls out of the middle of the court, and that was one of them.
Not part of the offense, part of the defense, which starts with your serving. Here is Kaz Brown. A couple of seasons ago was middle blocker of the year in the league. Tabron. Oh, that is ripped. That hit Pukas. That was almost a foot dig, but it was not.
Maya Tabron has a big arm, number 31 in yellow for the San Diego Mojo, and she can bring the heat. Really good out of the back row, but watch this ball on the left side. It's hit so fast down the line. Pukas is like, what am I doing?
Tabron very good all around as well. 3 kills, 3 digs per set. Good touch by Lewis. Tabron. Oh, Weatherington, heavy heat. but missed it wide.
Wow. Love the range by Weatherington, trying to attack that right back defender, Morgan Lewis, but misses it wide.
Orlando starting their point-scoring lineup with Charity Looper along with Hannah Maddox at the outside. But so far, it's been San Diego's defense up to the task. That ball served just over the end line by Grote. San Diego at 12 and 11 have won 5 of 6. Orlando, the defending champions, are 10 and 13. 4 matches left for Orlando after this afternoon. 28 matches total. It'll be the same for San Diego. We'll give you the remaining schedules. You look at the schedules around the league, and just a quick reminder, I mentioned it was Super Sunday. All 8 teams in the league are in action, and the number 1 seed still up for grabs, Dallas and Indy. Indy holds the tiebreaker. They've won 3 of the first 3 meetings between the two. Childress talking to her front court blockers about assignments. Maddox, nice job in reception. That ball did not clear. Sandbothi was all over it.
One of the things Shampoo does very well for the Orlando Valkyries is she has a little delay, a little hitch in her set. But in order for that to work, you have to establish the middle, and she has not been able to get Natalie Foster going.
There was a block touch that would result in no
Orlando
Morgan.
is challenging that there was indeed a block touch against Sandbothi. The call on the floor was 4 contacts.
First time around, I did not think the ball cleared.
I did not either. Orlando, you're wondering what went wrong? Well, first of all, you lose the MVP for 6 weeks with a foot injury. Then you lose Hannah Maddox for a period of time with a back injury. And then you lose Shampoo with a hand injury for the setter.
And Charity Looper was out a couple
Yes.
of matches too. So those are your point scores. Kaz Brown missed a couple.
Yep.
Injuries have been really the story for Amy Pauley this season.
Yeah, I think we've got a block touch there.
After review, the challenge was successful. There was a touch on the block.
Yep,
So therefore,
there
we
was a touch on the block.
because we stopped playing.
And the point should be replayed. Successful challenge for Orlando. Yeah, there it is. That's really good work. Major League Volleyball challenge system. Outstanding. Once again, no lines, people. That's all done electronically.
That should be a replay.
Yes, yes.
Play stopped.
It was 4 contacts. Yes, this should clearly be a replay. I'm trying to remember what Orlando did in response to what turned out to be a Sandbothi block. I think that is of no consequence.
They covered it.
Yes, right. But even if it hit the floor, it's still a replay.
Correct.
There is Monterey again. Played collegiately here in the Sunshine State and also spent some time on the beach at UCLA. That's what Hannah Maddox can bring.
Charity Looper nails that pass for the Orlando Valkyries, and this is what sets up the offense for the Valkyries. Big one-on-one opportunity for Hannah Maddox, who elevates and crushes it down the line.
Scoring lineup, Maddox misses that serve badly, but you look at the passing numbers, Maddox, Looper, etc., with Pusic 55% good or positive. That'll get it done.
Definitely.
5 service errors now for Orlando, 2 for San Diego.
Would love to see Shampoo get Natalie Foster going in the middle.
Perfect dig by Monserrat right to the 3-meter line. Shampoo did not have much choice. That was a tough chance. Good set in trans. And got a piece of the block. No, missed out of bounds. Good swing by Looper, but just missed the top of the block to get Maya Tabron and San Diego to set point. Another challenge. You think this match is important?
Definitely, and I'll tell you, what is this, our 4th challenge in the early stage?
Orlando is challenging. There was a block touch.
Orlando is challenging that off the swing by Charity Looper. That ball contacted the top of the block, and we will get you the best look that we can to try to confirm if the ball is out of bounds. The thumb.
After review,
No
the challenge was
block touch.
unsuccessful. No block touch. Ball was out. They would lose the
Unsuccessful,
challenge.
and San Diego leads it now 24-16. Very impressive opening set for Luis Monserrat and the rest of the Mojo. We were talking about Holly McPeak. First ball side out score.
Hannah Maddox passing that ball cross court and putting it right in Shampoo's hands. This is when the Orlando Valkyries are really successful, when all their hitters are in positions to score, and now the middle is established.
League leader with 49 aces. And it'll be set number one going to the visitors from San Diego. They win it 25-17. Very.
In the opening set.
Anna Pukas on now to start the second set for Shampoo Godpart. Here is Marley Monserrat, counterpart at the setting position. Maddox block deflection, and Loberg would like to have that one back.
Hannah Pukas from the University of Oregon was a fantastic college setter, has had some health issues, but now back playing really well. And Amy Pauley loves the energy that she brings to this team.
They had a knee 2 years ago and then a medical issue last year, so she's been out of the game for a bit, but very, very glad to have her back. Nice play defensively by both middles. And again, Tabron.
Heads up play by Maya Tabron, attacking the middle blocker, playing defense in the back row. Kaz Brown popped the first one up, but second one, too much heat in the angle from Tabron.
As you pointed out, San Diego out-hit Orlando 310-158. Perfect pass. Better block, Sanbothi there, strong hands. Oh, what a roof. Lewis along with Sanbothi.
Number 10 in yellow, Taylor Sanbothi, is anchoring the defense. First, she has a shutdown on the middle with an assist, and then gets outside to the pin, and she and Lewis up and over for the wall.
Remember, this is a must-win, according to Holly McPeak, and I agree, for Orlando. They have lost 4 out of 5, the defending champions, dealing with all sorts of adversity all season long. Good block that time. Pukas along with Foster. But you look around the league, nobody, unfortunately, has escaped the injury bug.
That's true. Here you see the transition ball coming from way off the net. Venegas pushes it to Loberg. Natalie Foster able to get her left hand to shut down that angle.
Loberg very nicely. I don't know if that was outside of Abercrombie. I think it was.
Grace Loberg's got the length to hit high contact, turn it down that line, able to go over the top of the block.
Loberg now 7 kills on 13 swings, hitting over 425. Maddox, beautiful shot. Deep into the cross-court corner for 14 in white.
Block touches have been an important part of the story so far today. The slowdown on Abercrombie and then the transition ball. Watch Hannah Maddox fly and go high to that corner.
4 kills now for Maddox, and missed that out of bounds. Remember, Orlando missed 5 serves in the opening set. Really, I don't think was a factor, but it's hard to get momentum and put pressure on as long as you keep serving the ball out of bounds against your opponent. And back-to-back service errors. Lewis returning the favor, getting the start over Jovana Brokacevic out of Serbia. Was unavailable the other night against Atlanta when San Diego won 3-0. Ready to go so far on the afternoon here in Orlando if needed. Chance Not capitalized. Now it is. Not the prettiest of plays, but to the floor is all that matters.
Usually a hitter will take that and hit that first ball over, but Brittany Abercrombie surprised everybody by putting up a hittable ball for Kaz Brown.
Once again, Orlando coming off, and give Omaha credit. They went out on the road and played very well, but Orlando's poorest performance of the season at home. And that missed out of bounds by Grote.
What a set by Marley Monserrat. Long string set, long distance, but Grote just turned it just wide down that line.
Grote now 3 of 7 with that one error. Nice play by Venegas. And down the line. Really good offensive start for a solid all-around player in Loberg.
Marley Monserrat is getting all our hitters involved in that connection, that confidence, that rhythm is there. Sure, Venegas puts that ball a little bit to the right, but Monserrat finding Loberg out on that pin.
And San Diego effectively gets Natalie Foster off the service line with only 1 point scored. Looper. Very hittable transition ball. Good reaction by Pukas. Looper again. Loberg got in the way of it. Excellent one-on-one work by Grote. Abercrombie. And Lewis with a tough chance. Point of the match so far.
Both teams working so hard on the defensive end, and I'll tell you, San Diego Mojo really getting tons of block touches on Brittany Abercrombie, who hasn't been able to score like she wants to.
Service reception error off the bat that time of Brittany Abercrombie. Warm up for this match. Very professional, very game face, and so she knows and understands the importance.
Very deliberate with her footwork and her warm-up, getting ready for this match.
Lewis, heavy out of the back row, dug by Pusic. 2 really good liberos. Hustle that time by Orlando. Pusic would like to have that one back and another kill out of the pipe.
Monserrat getting all her hitters involved, and that opens things up for Loberg out of the back row. That's not a play they run a lot to Loberg, but she's able to score because Monserrat's established everybody else.
Having one of her better starts offensively, 8 of 14, hitting well over 450. Looper. Really good first ball off the deflection, right to the target by Loberg.
That's textbook transition defense to offense for San Diego. Starts with an overhand dig by Loberg, and then Monserrat to Sambothi out of the middle. High percentage play for San Diego.
Lock deflection. On the slide again to Brown, and that was a miscue. Not the connection, not there between Pukas and Brown.
You can tell Orlando Valkyries trying to get Kaz Brown going. They know what an important part of the offense she is, and emotionally what she gives back to the team.
Looper is blocked just inside the end line.
Both middle blockers for the San Diego.
Grand Rapids again has won 3 in a row. Grand Rapids versus Columbus, Omaha, Atlanta, and Dallas and Indy.
I also think Grand Rapids have been playing their best volleyball of the season.
Oh, no question. Good for all the players and head coach Kathy George. They may not get into the playoffs, but they might well determine who does and who doesn't.
Hannah Maddox out of the back row, able to score. Orlando Valkyries trying to get some transition offense going.
Maddox has been good in all phases. Reception, sometimes a question mark, but has not been so far. We'll get to those numbers. Number 14 in white, receiving at 56%, good or positive right now. Beautiful dig by Loberg. Maddox. Tough to put the ball away into area 4-5 against the all-star Venegas. Abercrombie is blocked. That ball was well behind the 3-meter line, and she looked a little frustrated.
Brittany Abercrombie comes up with a dig. Those are balls that she's used to putting away. She took a ton of swings last season for this Orlando Valkyrie team, but has not been able to score like she did.
Abercrombie now 3 of 15 with 3 errors, so hitting 0. Perfect pass. Oh, what a block. Lewis on the outside. Morgan Lewis, wearing number 11 at 6'3", played for Columbus last year, and welcome to San Diego down the stretch.
We talk about Morgan Lewis and her arm, the way she scores, but look at all the space she takes up defensively with her block.
This is a long, stout team for San Diego. Good reception, back to Brown. Tries the jam, not there, and Pukas smartly gets the ball to the floor. Hannah Pukas wearing number 2 in white.
Heads up play. Hannah Pukas knew exactly what was open and just puts it down easily with her left hand.
It was all San Diego in the opening set, led it 16-10, cruised across the finish line, 25-17. Pukas came in to replace the all-star Shampoo after the opening set. Really good serve. Leads to a quick point by Kaz Brown.
Kaz Brown hit that ball so flat right in that seam cross court. Puts her team in a position to score with the overpass. Well placed.
I agree with you about Kaz Brown. They meaning Orlando, really need to get her going offensively. It's just more when she's really in the mix. Kaz Brown, that ball deflected off of Foster. And both very subtle, but very nice first contact to set up the play.
In the offense for San Diego Mojo, if they have a free ball, they want to attack out of the middle, get those one-on-one situations for their attackers. 4th
kill for San Bothi. 6'2" middle blocker, again, 3-time All-American at Ohio State, a pro since 2016. Might have a challenge for a net violation. Somebody would gone fishing. Maddox. Good block deflection again by San Diego. That was Loberg. The team's taken a lot of swings, and finally putting it down is Loberg for San Diego.
The discipline defensively, all the block touches, slowing the attacks of the Orlando Valkyries down. What make these plays possible, and then Grace Loberg down that line with some heat right at Abercrombie. 9
kills now for number 9, and we are going to have a challenge earlier on in that rally. The net was certainly bouncing up and down, and we'll see what happened. Major League Volleyball, you can go back and look at the entire point. Internationally, you can only challenge the final action unless you stop the point during play.
Orlando is challenging that there was a net touch in the middle of the rally.
Yep, that's exactly what we thought, that there was a net touch. Bill Stanley informing us what is going on here. Once again, 1 challenge per set now in Major League Volleyball. There's Amy Pauley in her 3rd year. Last year, 18-10. Beat Atlanta in the semifinals and then beat Indy for the championship. Won 7 in a row to close out the regular season, and really got on the momentum bus and rode that right across the finish line. The match for $1 million this year will be at Comerica Arena in Dallas, Texas, or just outside Dallas. Frisco? I got that right? Frisco?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I knew you'd know. You know where all the restaurants in the
After review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Orlando had a foot in the net. Therefore, there was a net fault on Orlando.
And Pukas' foot. That must have surprised Amy Pauley. She's cracking up.
Well, and Hannah Puke is a very experienced player. She said, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to not feel it through your skin or a jersey, but I don't expect her to feel it through her size 8.5, or is it a size 9? I don't know. Maddox. Ball brought just inside and then crushed down the line by 14, Hannah Maddox.
Orlando Valkyries like to bring their left side inside a little bit, giving their hitters a little more space to go down that line. Watch cross body by Hannah Maddox.
That ball was in. It was barely. 7 kills now for Maddox. Can she make it 8? In a little bit early, and that ball's deflected down inside the block.
Timing through the block of San Diego off, and Maddox able to rattle that one through the block.
Taylor Sambothi on the other side, checking to make sure everybody's okay, especially herself. Here's Pukas at the line. Loberg continues to be super hot, now in double figures with 10 kills.
Alicia Childress told us that last week. Grace Loberg is making some really good decisions when to jam that ball to the middle of the court.
We'll have another technical timeout when a team reaches 16. Once again, you got to remind viewers and fans for San Diego and fans for Major League Volleyball, this is a team that started 1-6. That ball is an ace serve.
Taylor Sambothi, I talked about it earlier. She is so good from that service line. Not only does she dig balls, but she serves the ball extremely well with an ace there.
Second ace now for the Mojo. Good response by Looper. And that got a piece of the block, no question, for Abercrombie.
That looks like the Orlando Valkyrie offense we're used to seeing. Brittany Abercrombie with some isolation, some space to swing down that line.
Loberg dropping a dime right there. And Grote, did she get a piece of the block? Looking around and did not. We might have. This is a new Major League Volleyball, maybe world record, mind you.
San Diego
maybe with
the block touch
going to Mars, maybe an intergalactic record for the most number of challenges so far through 2. And then Klicka has come on now to play defense and work in reception. Grace Loberg again doing a fantastic job. Omaha continues to. Atlanta certainly, unfortunately, has lost both of their middles, but they are really struggling right now. If they lose that match, I think that might, not mathematically, will knock them out of the playoff mix. And as I mentioned, Dallas and Indy coming up later, still the #1 seed. Neither of those teams, Dallas or Indy, can drop below the #2 seed, so they would not they would not play one another until the championship if the seeding holds. Foster, #13, with a beautiful crossbody.
Much needed kill out of the middle for the Orlando Valkyries, and when you've got an arm like Natalie Foster on the floor, get her the ball.
Harley Graham is staying on, #44, played her college volleyball at Rice. A very capable backup. Double sub on as well, along with Brakocevic. Good hustle by Brakocevic just off the sideline. Abercrombie is blocked. Grace Loberg along with Maren Grote, excuse me.
Grace Loberg at 6'3" on that left side for the San Diego Mojo, sets that block up inside, takes it away from Brittany Abercrombie.
Feeling like a little momentum now on the side, trying to get Kaz Brown going. That ball is tipped. Brakocevic is there again. Graham has got really strong hands, and even though she was falling back, able to jack that ball to the outside.
And then Tabron with the big arm, aggressive swing, attacking the block. She's not afraid to use the edges of the block.
Amy Pauley talking to her staff now, maybe another timeout. 18-15. Largest lead here for Loberg and San Diego, looking to take the 2-0 lead. Nicely done by Looper.
Orlando Valkyries passing the ball well. Emmy Klicka on, helping solidify that first contact so Orlando Valkyries can run that offense.
Good pass by Venegas, good enough because it was a good serve, well positioned into the seam. Not a good set that time by Pukas. Tabron. And off the inside hand of Kaz Brown. We were talking about it during the break, Holly. Orlando has got to get Brown going.
Kaz Brown, that threat in the middle, and when you get a player going offensively, their defense becomes more of a factor as well, and then the energy Kaz Brown gives their team is huge.
Here is Grote. There's the back row you were talking about. We haven't seen that much over the last 5+ matches.
Really nice decision by Orlando Valkyries to give Brittany Abercrombie some room. Swing her out of the middle instead of the right side. Kaz Brown's running a slide, so opening things up in the middle of the court.
Klicka goes to the sideline. Maddox will come back on. That was very well executed by Pukas and Abercrombie. Rakocevic down the line. Boy, she's been good off the bench.
Alicia Childress said, look, we're going to bookend our right-siders. We have two players who can score, have a huge impact. And Rakocevic on this ball shows her length, her range. Look at her get on top of this ball, putting that ball down the line.
3-time Olympian, a silver medal at the Rio Olympic Games. Beat the United States 15-13 in the 5th in the semifinals. I'll never forget it. Maddox. Tabron, Sambothi would like to have that one back. Good hustle by Montserrat. San Diego's block defense just frustrates the heck out of you. Very hard to put a ball away. Lewis into the cross court. Looper will track that down. Feels like a must-have for Orlando. Looper can, but now San Diego with a 4-point advantage into the red zone.
Super long rally, both teams, but it was the block deflections by San Diego that kept them ahead in the point. Brittany Abercrombie digs that backwards, and Looper runs out of space, tries to bicycle kick it back.
Timeout is called by the Valkyries. Let's take a look at the team huddle. Brought to you by Spalding. San Diego leading at 21-17. Into the huddle, brought to you by Spalding once again, and into the Orlando sideline.
Orlando Valkyries talking about what they need to do to get their offensive numbers up, but it starts with defense. You have to slow down. San Diego Mojo are still up over 300.
Mentioned that Orlando had lost 4 out of 5. In their losses, hit 204 against Atlanta, 146 against Columbus, 144 against San Diego, and 108 most recently against Omaha. So this is something that's been going on for a while. I know they're trying to reincorporate the MVP, but still it's been an offensive struggle, and all credit to Taylor Sambothi and the San Diego Mojo. Their block and digging behind has been first rate so far on the afternoon. Good swing, dug again by Venegas. That's a very hittable ball. Trying to get Brown going, and missed out of bounds by Maddox, looking for the touch, not there.
Frustrating to play a team like San Diego. They're touching everything defensively, slowing things down. Grace Loberg playing middle back defense. No balls hitting the ground.
And the passing for Orlando, it's not like they're hitting every ball out of system. San Diego is just playing elite defense. Good transition set, number 14 in white. Maddox coming right back.
Not easy to get a kill today, but Maddox working that edge of the block out of the reach of a sprinting, diving Loberg.
Bree Kelly out of the University of Pittsburgh, outstanding blocker, coming on now to replace Natalie Foster. Both middles, you talked about it before first serve, Ollie. San Diego's been good out of the middle. Orlando, not so effective or productive. 22-18. Good play by Abercrombie because nobody else. Oh, and ripped by Maddox. Very nice play by Brittany Abercrombie.
Orlando Valkyries making plays. It was a block deflection. Abercrombie flew in from the back row to dig that ball, and then Maddox with this arm to swing down that line.
Good short serve, taking Sandbothi out of the play. Dig by Looper. And again. Tough chance for Tabron. Good hustle by Pukas. Out of the middle and right on the sideline. Marley Monserrat again. Alicia Childress is celebrating that one.
Usually as a play progresses, it gets harder and harder to run your middle attack. But San Diego's ball control has been excellent, and Marley Monserrat calling her middles numbers as often as possible.
Right now, Orlando is out passing San Diego, but San Diego, their block and defense has been fantastic. Good play by Pukas. Give her team a chance to get back in the point. Maddox. That's low into Sandbothi.
Sandbothi, fantastic with her hand position defensively. A lot of times she's been late, but when she's set up in the angle, she drops that left hand, taking away the hard angle swing.
26 total blocks coming in, and she's got a handful already so far in the afternoon. San Diego, 5 set points to take the 2-0 advantage. Kelly is blocked. Grace Loberg with a little bit of help as well from Sandbothi to close out once again. Once San Diego, Grace Loberg, etc. have gotten into the red zone, they won the opening set 25-17, and then very much the same scenario in script here in the second. They take it 25-19, and on an afternoon where it's a must-win situation for Orlando, they will go into the intermission trailing 2-0. Let's go to Holly McPhee.
Grace, you guys are off to an incredible start. What is the personality of this team?
I think we just have that grit. We talk about it in pregame and film, like we stay on our assignments, which really helps us, but then we play so gritty. I think our defense is kind of what it's identifying us, and it's just continuing to find ways to score.
You were on the bench a lot of last season. Now you're the glue for this San Diego team. What did you do in the offseason to prepare for this?
I trained a ton. I played a lot of volleyball. I did a lot of different strength and conditioning, but it just helps playing with such amazing people and playing for such an amazing coach.
How fantastic is it to play for Alicia Childress?
Oh, she's the best. I feel so lucky to play for her. She is so smart. She's so organized, prepared for everything. Like, she's a legend, so I feel so lucky.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grace Loberg, thank you, Holly. And Grace Loberg, outside attacker and star so far for San Diego. 10 kills on 21 swings, 3 blocks to go along with 6 digs. Who joined the team, member for from Kentucky, Penn State, and Minnesota. Been playing in Puerto Rico and Italy. She's starting in the left front. A quick tap down by Tabron.
San Diego stays relentless.
Tabron back to serve since 2024, has also been playing for the Swedish national team. She carries dual citizenship. Her mother, Lena, is here today. Interesting story she told us about an hour before first serve. Her mother and father met while both being collegiate basketball players at the University of the Pacific in the mid-'80s.
Which is crazy because my husband played basketball at UOP as well just before them.
Just before?
Just before. Just a couple years before.
Sorry, Leonard, I couldn't help it. Venegas is so elite in the libero position. Foster is able to get that ball away from Tabron. What do you think of the lineup changes for Orlando?
I think Amy Pauly's looking for answers. Who's going to put out the most energy? How can we make things happen? So a bunch of fresh players ready to make a difference.
Here is Kelly. Sandbothi demanding the ball out of the middle and getting it.
Okay, there's a bunch of new players on the floor for Orlando, but the same thing is happening. Easy serves where San Diego Mojo's putting the ball right in Marlene Monserrat's hands. You can't serve Char Venegas and then try and defend that middle ball.
6 kills now for Sandbothi. And Weatherington able to ricochet that ball in between Grote and Loberg.
Zoe Weatherington with that arm on the right side. We know she can put up points in a hurry if the Orlando Valkyrie can pass.
Top 4 scorers in the Korean League before joining Major League Volleyball late. As a pickup, you could add players up until March 30th. And several players, Carter Booth played her first volleyball. Remember her from Wisconsin, had been playing in Italy. And she scored her first points for Dallas. Good rhythm to the outside, and Rollins Shad with a kill. Just want to get you ready, Holly. Next week is our last telecast before the championship. Will be in Atlanta. Player of the Year, Position Players of the Year, Coach of the Year. You just start working on that.
Okay, thank you.
I know you don't have much else to do this week. Lewis. That is such good hustle that time by
Wow.
Super Looper.
Wow, how about the heat? Morgan Lewis out of the back row. Trying to determine where that ball traveled, outside or inside the antenna.
And since there are no lines people to help in this particular regard, but you can go to the replay to take a look at it. And what a tremendous effort that time by Charity Looper, earning that nickname Super Looper to get her team a replay. Fantastic effort. Alicia Childress didn't exactly like the call. Her team up 2-0, 25-17, 25-19. When Lewis, we talked about it watching her in warm-ups and at serve and pass this morning. When she's broad jumping, she is big-time heat.
Morgan Lewis has the heat, but she has to get her feet behind the ball. Good broad jumper, but it's all about getting her feet behind the ball.
Trying to get the middles involved. That time, Pukas to Foster.
Pukas at that 3-meter line, still able to feed Foster, who's got a big offensive window, and that was one of the keys early on. Get your middles going. San Diego has been able to do that.
Foster with 5 kills. The scariest server in all of volleyball. Very nice dig right on target. What a good set by Pukas to Weatherington. That was not easy.
Natalie Foster's serve, not an ace, but gets her team ahead in the point. And then the dig, Zoe Weatherington on that right side, high through the seam of the block.
4th kill now for Weatherington. Good cover by Venegas. The defense again, this time by Loberg out of the middle back, saves San Diego.
How about the live arm of Maya Tabron? She is not easing up in some tough situations. Loberg middle back, popping that up, and then even though Tabron was early, swings hard through that block.
Tabron now with 7 kills. Oh, Taylor Sandbothy against Kelly.
Bree Kelly is really good one-on-one, usually sees the block and works around at a high percentage, but both middle blockers are using their eyes to read the play. Sandbothy sees the crossbody and takes it away.
10 blocks for San Diego, 1 for Orlando.
There, Bree Kelly turns it the other way, able to sneak it through, but that's a huge advantage. We're talking blocks, 10 blocks, but the block deflections that San Diego's been able to put up today and slow down Orlando's offense has been the big difference.
And San Diego's been outstanding in transition, taking advantage of all of those opportunities. Tabron looking high hands and missed it. And we Grand Rapids, Paige Briggs-Romine, Carly Snyder, and I think Cameron Turner at the setting position have done an outstanding job.
And then, of course, Morgan Hintz.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
It's going to be a very, very interesting close to the season. The last matches of the year played on May 3rd before the championship, the semifinals. And the tiebreakers, match record, match points, head-to-head, and then sets ratio. We might get there. San Diego can even their season series against Orlando with a win if they close this out. Marley Monserrat giving it up to get after that ball, paid the price a little bit.
Really nice effort off a little deflection off the edge of the block.
Omaha seems to have captured a little something down the stretch here, having won here just the other night and then winning again at Atlanta on the road. I know Atlanta's been struggling, but so had Omaha. Made a much talked about coaching change. Tom Robson, he's about 12 years old. I have shoes older than he is. Oh, Wetherington.
Starts with the defense. Charity Looper and middle back coming up with a big dig. Little tight and wide, but look at Pukas feed this ball to Wetherington. Little inside, able to score out of the back row.
Came in the double sub, but then started here in the third set and already for Wetherington, it does have 5 kills.
This is the first time Orlando Valkyries have led.
10-8 on the service error. And back is Tabron. A very good, like Loberg, her bookend at the outside, very good all-around player. Wetherington. Where does Pukas go? Try to get Kelly started. Venegas, how tough to put the ball away against a shot of Venegas. Kelly again. Not a good set in transition and missed out of bounds. Venegas doesn't make many mistakes, but that was not a good underhand set.
Transition setting is crucial, and if you want to get that ball to Morgan Lewis and her big arm, put it at an advantage to score, you have to lead her and get it a little wider to her right arm.
A break for Orlando. Tabron dropping a dime. Sandbothy. Really perfect pass that time by 31 in yellow or gold, if you will, for San Diego.
Marley Monserrat so confident with her middles, that connection, the height and speed to get Sandbothy that crossbody kill.
7 kills now for Sandbothy. And digging her position, gave it up that time. Huge kill inside the block cross court.
Adana Rollins-Shad on that fastball to the antenna, able to score through that seam, but Natalie Foster holding that other middle with that gap.
Both teams passing the ball pretty well right now. Tabron again on target. Oh, good swing, got a piece of the block. Ooh, I thought there was a touch. We've had a ton of challenges, but not that time. Looked like the ball deflected a little bit, but no complaints from the Orlando side. 1 challenge per set, unless you're correct, and then you have as many as you need as long as you're right. Looper. Venegas again. Some Some of the effort and digging on both sides of the court has really been spectacular and fun to watch.
Monterrey has been so offensive-minded all season long. We haven't seen it a lot today, but how about the timing in this long rally? Looper with the dig, free ball here, and then Monterrey fast two-ball shoot over the net for the kill.
10 assists per set, third best in the league, 3.1 digs, and 67 kills coming in and counting. Lewis, big arm into the cross court.
Better location for Lewis, getting that ball all the way across to her right shoulder so she can hit with the range that she has at 6'3". Watch the high contact point going cross court away from the defense.
Perfect location, deep into area 1 for Lewis. Tied at 12. Orlando did have a 3-point advantage, 10-7. Ron Shad has given Orlando a lift.
Big spark, and this is a new lineup. Fresh bodies, fresh energy on the court, and it's working so far for Orlando.
Amy Pauley made 3 changes to the third set starting lineup after having dropped the first couple of sets, 25-17, 25-19. Well handled by Loberg. Good read by Pukas. One setter digging another. Loberg smartly with the two-handed throwdown. Alicia Childress liked that a lot now with a dozen kills.
That's a ball that has to come up if you're Orlando, especially if a player's attacking with 2 hands.
Very little deception involved in that one. I agree with you. Foster again. Nothing subtle about that. Crushed out of the middle.
Pukas working that connection with Natalie Foster. Donna Rollins-Shad, and then the fast arm away from the block goes Natalie Foster.
Foster third in the league in hitting efficiency at .365. First in the league in this phase in aces, but missed that one. Celebration on the San Diego side, getting past her service rotation.
Any team who faces Natalie Foster exhales when she's off that back line.
Good block touch by Kelly. Middle connection just hasn't been there, whether it's Shampoo or Pukas in the setting position for Orlando.
Orlando making a point, trying to get their middles involved. Bree Kelly in the middle of that rally had the block deflection, and Pukas tried to get her that kill afterwards.
San Diego 12-11, Orlando 10-13, fourth and final meeting on the regular season championship coming up in Dallas. The semifinals on the 7th of May, the championship, the match for $1 million on the 9th. Good play by Pukas, but missed out of bounds by Looper. And just like that, San Diego schedule after this afternoon, that is for Orlando. Omaha has won earlier today. Grand Rapids also a winner over Columbus. They've won 4 in a row. Indy and Dallas still to come. Nice play by Weatherington. She's been really good in attack.
Zoe Weatherington is much more effective when that ball's pushed out to her right shoulder. The only time she struggles is when it airs inside.
Oh, very good serve. How did Tabron leave that one alone? It was inside the antenna, obviously, and just tailed off a little. Here's Marley Monserrat. Atlanta the last couple of years now. She led them, now leading San Diego. Weatherington, good swing, but missed out of bounds. Quality swing, just missed it 18-15.
I love the rips that Weathering takes on the play. That ball was well behind the 3-meter line, but Weatherington went for it, trying to score.
And that ball was out by a little. Matters not. That ball drifts just out of bounds, well left by Rollins-Shad. Whoever wins, whoever loses, huge in each direction. A huge positive for San Diego. That would have made them winners of 6 out of their last 7 of their upcoming schedule as well. I think they have Indy on Thursday night, if I'm remembering correctly. Currently the #1 team in the league.
When it looks like Orlando's ahead in the play, San Diego takes swings using the block. Tabron, that ball was only going to the left side, and still San Diego able to score from that left pin.
9 kills. I was wrong. It's Dallas at home for San Diego, then at Columbus, home to Grand Rapids, and then at Indy. Oh, smart shot by Wetherington. Just a little bit of hesitation.
Venegas running for that short ball, hoping Tabron would cover the deep ball, and just the hesitation in that touch, you're right, held Venegas to go for that short one.
Very easy serve. Left side, Loberg. Charity Looper is fantastic as a middle back defender. And again, Wetherington, sure, good choice, but also a better decision by Venegas to let that go. We're going to have a challenge. This is an official's challenge, as a matter of fact, which is certainly within the purview of Bill Stanley. Nope. Confirmed ball out of bounds, so we won't take another look. 20-17.
San Diego Mojo defense just shrinking the court for their opponents because of the pressure they put on them.
Wetherington again, no to Foster. Good block. That was a really good set by Monserrat, just getting that ball straight up in the air, but a better response by Orlando.
Natalie Foster, her handwork, recognizing that this ball can only go angle because it's outside the antenna, and left hand knocks it down.
Dukas back to serve for the defending champions. Must-have free ball for the Valkyries. And they've got it from Foster.
Valkyries have been going much more middle, using their assets. Those are high percentage kills when you can get ahead in the play, and it's paying off.
Alicia Childress, a sheepish little smile calling a timeout. We will slow things down, but still leading 20-19. Let's take a look now at our play of the game, brought to you by Chase Sapphire. Have something to do with block defense. San Diego doing some really good chasing.
Look at the slow down and then the transition to the middle. Taylor Sandbothe working on both sides of the ball, setting up the offense in transition with those block touches.
Very impressive performance by San Diego in this particular phase of the game. You know it, Holly, is a wonderful defender. Block and defense very much work together. It starts at the service line, and Grace Loberg and San Diego have really been superb in that phase.
San Diego is just dialed in the locations where they're sitting around the block, sitting in the seam when there is a seam. There hasn't been many seams in the block today.
And how good have Maren Grote and Taylor Sandbothe been?
A+.
Chance here. Loberg looking for the edge. The lead is 1. Do you go to Grote quickly to the outside? Loberg having a big offensive afternoon in Orlando.
Monserrat goes faster, lower to Loberg in transition, and it sets up a huge seam in the block. Free ball brings Loberg inside a little bit, and then there you see the seam in the Orlando block.
13 kills on 31 swings, hitting over 350. Carly Graham and Jovana Rakocevic on the floor now in the double sub. Oh, Maren Grote out of the middle. Slowing down the back row quick.
Oftentimes as a middle blocker, when you're on the middle part of the court, it's hard. You have to read the hitter, pick a side, but Maren Grote gets right in front of her hitter and then reads the body and takes it away.
Beautiful play by number 12, Grote, All-American at Washington, and All-Star this year for Major League Volleyball. Want to remind you, Holly, we talked about it a little bit. Next Sunday at 3 Eastern, CBS Sports serves up more Major League Volleyball as the Indy Ignite take on the Atlanta Vibe. That is in the ATL. We'll see where Atlanta is by then. They have really been struggling. Lost both of their middles, Raven Colvin to a season-ending injury, and then Corey Lewis last year, who was the Rookie of the Year in the league, lost her to a hand injury. That has been a tough go of late for the Atlanta Vibe. We'll see what Indy looks like going into their playoff push. Lauren Bertolacci, one of the favorites, certainly. We'll find out from Holly McPeak next week who the Coach of the Year is. Has managed her team beautifully through the season.
Aggressive attack of the block. Adana Roland-Shad been an offensive spark plug for Orlando.
22-20. And Klika out of University of Pittsburgh back to serve. Play some defense. Getting close to now or never for the Valkyries. Tabron's been really good as a receiver. Marin Grote. How aggressive is Carly Graham coming off the bench to throw up that slit?
Carly Graham not afraid to run her middles. She's got beautiful hands, and that's a slick, a slow down quick because of the location of the pass and then the hang and identification by Marin Grote for the kill.
Must side out here for Orlando. Perfect pass. Weatherington. Good touch by Tabron one-on-one, but very smart on the perimeter by Super Looper.
Tabron was by herself on that block, and you're right, the deflection was good, just popped up right on top of the net.
Who's going to the service line? Natalie Foster. If there was ever a time, your team down 2-0. And there's one. 23-22. Do you call timeout here if you're San Diego?
Aye, sir.
I guess you do. I guess you do. Call a timeout. The leading 1-6.
It's important to control your own destiny.
Look at that pass. Oh, and a better block. Zoe Weatherington.
San Diego got the pass they wanted from Loberg, and then Zoe Weatherington solo block on Tabron, who's been excellent all afternoon.
9th tie of the set. Can Foster deliver the goods again? Yes, she can. Venegas, pretty good pass. What a swing by Tabron. And Shada Venegas is as fired up as anybody in Central Florida. Match point number 1 for San Diego. First set, 25-17. Second, 25-19. And now right down to the wire. Where does Pukas go? Good pass. Weatherington, good choice. Better block!
Hello. Chúc ngày mới vui vẻ. Hiện tại tôi đang làm video cả nhà. Lấy cái cây. Ăn chưa không? Ăn chưa?
giỡn ngoài kia có ai không? Nè đứng yên đã.
Chạy rồi. Vậy mà quỷ gặp chó rừng thì cũng phải lánh. Có nó giữ nhà yên tâm ăn cơm.
Râu khích khích.
Thôi ăn đi, mai còn dậy sớm nữa. Ăn thôi. Cuối xóm mình có cây đa to lắm, đêm nào cũng
Cho con xin con số may mắn.
Hôm này đau dữ hả? Hôm này hát đâu đau dữ hả? Hèn chi. Hôm này bởi tôi thấy là hát không bản rồi, tôi thấy mất tiêu quá kìa. Vô. Đúng rồi, viên văn với bà hát đâu bà múa gì đó.
Các cô các chú linh thiêng, cho con xin con số may mắn. Cháo trắng của ngoại hết 30.000. Đêm hôm ngoại thức khuya thế.
Ta đợi con lâu lắm rồi.
Hôm thấy đau quá trời mà. Hôm hôm có ngang không có ra mà Nga Vinh hát nữa đấy. Thì bảo tôi thấy tôi nói ủa mà liễu quá đâu mất tiền ta. Hôm nay bây giờ nó thấy năm có bây giờ không biết.
Cháo trắng của ngoại hết 30.
Rồi sang đủ về tha lại. Sang nó hát cũng có bản đâu mất tiêu. Ủa vậy hả? Rồi nó phụ hả? Ủa vậy hả? Ủa nó không có đủ hả? Sang từ lai nghĩ đủ, nghĩ đủ mẹ.
bái chi cho phí, để tao dùng cho nó thực tế.
Gì thế này?
Cúng bái chi cho phí, để có con ma nào rảnh không? Vào đây em bao ăn bao ở, chỉ cần tối tối đi hù mấy đứa em biết thôi. Thằng khùng, đêm hôm để người ta. Ma cũng bị bốc. Có con ma nào rảnh?
Anh thì ngồi xuống, bay lỡ lưng thế sao lão múc rau răm cho được? Ăn trứng lớn mà không ăn rau răm thì đi đầu thai cho rồi. Thôi.
Đang ngồi làm việc anh em.
Dạ, con khấn vái vong hồn về đây cho con xin số để đổi đời. Con sợ quá. Lẹ đi, nghe tiếng giấy mẹt kêu gợn người quá. Chạy lẹ anh em ơi. Dạ, con khấn. lái lẹ giùm con.
Đăng chưa?
Chú lái lẹ.
Tôi cũng có yêu một người con gái. Người con gái đó cũng rất yêu tôi. Nhưng chỉ vì việc nước mà chúng tôi đành phải chia tay. Bác nói câu cảm động thế này. Chẳng biết đến bây giờ.
Bật nhóm được không?
Tức là lúc bác ta là lãnh tụ. Người con gái đó.
Tránh ra cho lỡ làm ăn con ơi. Tránh ra. Ông ơi, cho con. Thì có.
Hay ôm mộng gửi lời thì cứ bơi vào đây.
Bạn bị ông chụp lắm đấy. Giá có vị mặn của Đức. Có vị mặn của Đức. Trời đất, chị bò như đi hỏi thế này mà bắt. Tối nay ca duyên.
Trời đất. Trời đất, chị bọn.
Hát gì mà dở vậy con, sai nhịp hết trơn, phải xuống giọng cổ như vậy nè. Trăng ơi soi nước. Thu lại coi.
Chào và hẹn gặp lại tất cả các bạn.